This is a little bit of a conversation that Sharon and I had, or the Sha, as I refer to her on YouTube. It's a little discussion we had on the way down to Tennessee for our 40th anniversary a couple of weeks ago. And she's doing some hating on Harley Davidsons and Harley Davidson riders. Check it out on this episode of Motorcycle Confessions right now.
Let me just tell you guys, I got to tell you something. When I was on the Kangamagas, and you'll be seeing that video pretty soon, but when I was on the Kangamagas, I pulled over to a rest stop. Excuse me. There were like 3 young men in there at the rest stop, and I pulled right up to, you might even see that in the video. Young guys, they had their helmets on, they were taking pictures, hamming it up for the camera and whatnot. And when I pulled up, one of them turned around and, what's that? One of them turned around and said, oh. One of them turned around and said, is that a 6-cylinder? I said, yes, it is. He said, what kind of bike is that? I said, it's a Goldwing. Now, to me, I thought everyone knew what a Goldwing was. I mean, everyone, whether you rode a motorcycle or not. That's how naive I am. Here's 3 guys riding motorcycles themselves. They had no idea what it was. Just one guy knew it was a 6-cylinder. That blows me away. I mean, even if you don't ride a motorcycle, when you're riding down the road and you see a Goldwing go by or you pass a Goldwing, don't you think you would say, wow, what's that? I wonder what kind of bike that is. You know what I mean? To at least guess what it is. So it really kind of surprised me that a motorcycle guy wouldn't know what a Goldwing was. But live and learn. Something new every day, right?
Yeah. I think some people just are so into a certain bike they don't really...
You probably have to speak up if you want it on here.
Oh, I was just talking to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying, I think some people just like a certain kind of bike, like Harley people don't really...
I don't know. I think Harley people know what a Goldwing is. Generally, they hate Goldwings. They make fun of them all the time.
Do they?
Oh, my God. Where's the coffee maker on that thing? Even Bobby said stuff like, nah, there's too many buttons for me.
Yeah.
Too many buttons for me. But, you know, that's the way some people are.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. Some people are into everybody's into their own thing, you know? It's just the way it is. But, yeah, Goldwing riders. Although, I got to say one thing about Harley riders on the East Coast, just my opinion, are kind of different than Harley riders west of the Mississippi. Harley riders west of the Mississippi, every one of them waves, unless they're from the East Coast. But when you're out there, if you see every Harley driver, every Harley rider waves. I even made comment to Carl about it once. You know, it's kind of like, it really kind of was a notable difference. Because I don't find that Harley riders on the East Coast much wave. You know, that's that whole wave thing. Do you wave or don't you wave? Should you wave or should you not wave? They say guys in Europe don't wave because they say, well, we'll be friendly when we get to wherever it is that we're going. But until then, we're riding our motorcycles and we're concentrating on them. Yeah, I get it. But I wave. I always wave unless it catches me by surprise. You know, and I always wave. Now, Sharon says I could never own a Harley Davidson because they don't wave. Is that right? Well, what's the joke that you told Bobby?
About the
Yeah, what's the difference between a, what is it? What's the difference between a Hoover vacuum cleaner and a Harley Davidson? No, and a Harley Davidson. No, and a Harley Davidson. The location of the dirt bag.
Is that the way you say it, though?
Yeah. The location of the dirt bag. The dirt bag on a Hoover is different than the dirt bag on a...
But yeah. Bobby laughed, though.
Yeah, Bobby laughed. And then he went into his room and stuck pins in his voodoo doll with Sharon.
I don't think I had a Suzuki then. I think I had one.
You did. Whatever.
No, what was my first 450? What kind was that?
Suzuki.
Anyway,
It happens to people our age.
I know. I was going to say something about the wait. Oh, that's what it was. It's just what's the harm in a simple hey, you know? And it's a motorcycle thing.
You know, I
if
can't.
It was like for a special person, just to like when you're driving in a car, you don't wave to everybody in a car. I think there's even a thing with Corvette drivers. You wave to each other. Like there's certain car people that do that.
Yeah. Porsche drivers, I'm sure they wave to each other.
Well, I don't know.
Or maybe Porsche drivers are just too cool. I don't know. I know nothing about any of that stuff.
Well, I thought there was one car, and I thought it was Corvette. But anyway, I could be wrong. But
hey, listen, I have that on video.
But
I have that on video.
But no, most motorcycle people, that's just kind of. I mean, you know, you're out there, you're out in the wonderful nature and breeze, and you know, you see another guy on a bike, and you know, hey, how you doing? You know, because you're doing something that's not only, I mean, wicked fun, but it's also, you know, dangerous. I mean, there's a lot of factors when you're on a motorcycle.
So you think that there's camaraderie in the danger? There should be camaraderie in the danger.
To everything that has to do with the bike, and the fact that someone chooses because you're not on another Harley to not wave to you is totally unacceptable to me. So that's why I would never own one. I would never want anybody to put me in that same. And I know that not everybody does it, but I don't care. It's most of them. So there you go. I even told you if I even won one, I would sell it immediately.
I'd buy it.
I would not
sell it to me.
No, I would never. No, I wouldn't sell it to you because it would have to be in my garage.
Oh man, you talk about. Whew. Wow. Wow. I don't even know how to describe this because I love Harley Davidsons.
Well, that's fine. Everybody
I love all motorcycles, and I think that's why it is for me that I can't understand why people, you know, whatever brand you are, just don't kind of acknowledge, hey, how you doing, as you said. But I think I've heard some people say, hey, I don't wave to everybody who's driving a car on the road. Why should I wave to everybody who's riding a motorcycle? I don't know them. I don't want to know them. Okay, I get that. You know what? I get that. No, I get that too. But I guess that's the way they see it, as opposed to the way you see it. Hey, how you doing? It's just a hey, how you doing thing. Hi.
Well, like I said, it's just a whole different thing. You're out in the open where they can see you waving the car. You can be waving all you want. Our windows are so dark, nobody would ever see it anyway.
Right. In a way, if you wave and they don't, and they see you and they just don't wave, it really kind of is a rejection almost.
Yeah,
Yeah, we hate rejection.
No, it's just, I don't know. There's just something about that just rubs me the wrong way.
Rubs her the wrong way.
And I told you from the beginning about that.
Matter of fact, I was at a Harley Davidson shop in Meredith, New Hampshire, buying a T-shirt from our Harley owner friend, Dirtbag. Just kidding, Bobby. And I was up there buying a T-shirt for him for Christmas. And as I was going through the rack, I was on crutches at the time, and I think the guy just felt sorry for me. And he came over and he said, "Can I help you find something?" And I told him I was looking for a t-shirt. Thanks, Sharon. It's good to have you here.
Well, it was taking you off a long time.
So a lot of things take me off a long time now. So anyway, we started talking motorcycles, and I told him I really liked the Road Glide. That if I was going to own a Harley Davidson, that would be the one. And he said, "Well, why don't you come over here and sit on it?" And now it was hard for me to. I really kind of didn't sit on it. I couldn't sit on it. It was nice that he offered, but at that time, I was so scared of getting on a motorcycle. Not for me, but for the motorcycle. I didn't want to scratch anything. I didn't want to scuff anything. It was just.
Yeah, it was tough for you to get to your leg.
Yeah, it was tough for me to do anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I declined. But I said to him kind of politely, "Nah," I said, wouldn't matter anyway. My wife would never let me own a Harley Davidson. He said, "Why not?" And I told him a story about her being a new motorcyclist on a little 450 Suzuki and riding down the road. She was so happy to be a part of the community that everybody she went by on a motorcycle, she would wave. And the Harley Davidson riders didn't wave at her. And she asked me about it, and I told her, Harley riders a lot of times won't wave to you unless you're riding a Harley. And she got outraged. I told him this whole story, and he said, "Well, I'll tell you what." He said, this guy was a good salesman. He said, "Tell you what, we're having a big open house here this weekend. Band, free food, music, the whole show." He said, "Why don't you bring her up here to one of our events and call me 10 minutes before you get here, and I'll have everybody that's here on the parking lot waving to her as you guys come in." And I really kind of considered that, but I thought that was great that he even thought of that and offered it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So, but we didn't go. Anyway. So.
And I would have kind of done that just to have everybody at that Harley place wave.
Oh, really?
It might have made up for a little bit.
Oh, well, there you go.
That
Yeah,
would have been a nice gesture.
Yeah. What? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, see, Harley people.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say that. I should say that Harley salesmen.
Yeah, right.
Harley salesmen.
Yeah.
They'll do anything for a sale. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously not let you. I mean, you can buy whatever you want.
Oh, I know.
But it's. I wouldn't. I just couldn't keep it in the garage. No. You could keep it in the garage because you can't leave that outside. But I would not. I don't know.
She wouldn't ride on it.
I don't know if I'd ride on it. Yeah. But yeah, I would never stop.
It's the all-American machine.
And Rich.
And I think that. Well, hang on a second. Hear me out on this. It could be that part of it for some Harley riders, and I know this is the way it was way back when, you were riding a Japanese motorcycle. And remember, back in the 60s, the Second World War was a recent memory. And a lot of those guys back then that were riding Harley Davidsons were veterans.
Yeah.
And you riding a Japanese, I remember the way it was, Japanese cars.
Oh,
Japanese
cars, yeah.
People were like, your father was like that.
Yeah,
He would never own a Japanese. I shouldn't say that because he bought you a Toyota, but he was an all-American guy.
That was a $300 car.
Yeah, but he was right. And he was one generation beyond what I'm talking about. But those guys, you're riding a Japanese product, you are a traitor. That's really the way they felt about it. And I can see where those kinds of guys would not, and maybe that just became a tradition, the screw them tradition,
Yeah.
They're not riding an all-American product, the hell with them. I don't know. What do you guys think? Drop me a comment. Say hello to Sharon. She's the,
Say hello.
What's that?
Oh, say hello.
Yeah, say hello to Sharon in the comments.
Oh.
People can write comments on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. Don't say hello to Sharon.
Oh my God.
This video is just for us, okay? This won't go public anywhere.
Oh my God, that's too funny.
Over and out.
Well, I like laughing at that.